Hi everybody, Tom Gile at the Gile Group. Hey, I read an article over the weekend in the Wall Street Journal about people rushing out and buying homes during the pandemic, only to regret it later. As I read the article, these buyers all had one thing in common. They got caught up in the market and did not perform their due diligence. Let's talk about some do's and don'ts to help you navigate today's market and get you the right home without getting you into trouble or ultimately causing you regret in the home that you purchased. Really what we've got here, we've got some market factors at work. If you can compare where we're at a year ago to where we are now, prices are up 7 to 10% in the Portland metro area. Inventory is down 35 to 45%, and that's really putting a squeeze on the market, and that's making it more difficult for buyers to get in those homes. But there are definitely some tips that we can do to help you get in that place and make sure that you're doing all the right things. So let's talk about a little bit of do this, not that. First of all, do not waive your right to a home inspection. We hear some buyers out there trying to make their offer more competitive. They're waiving their right to a home inspection. This is putting you at a tremendous amount of risk. Instead of waiving your right to a home inspection, you're going to want to do things like limit your request for repairs or agree to take the home as is. When you write your offer this way, you're still going to have your home inspection, and if something turns up that's catastrophic or just above what you want to be able to take on, you can terminate your transaction. It really reduces your risk. If you waive your home inspection, you're putting yourself at a lot of risk. So another thing you're hearing about buyers doing in this competitive market is waiving their appraisal. Well, in reality, they're not waiving their appraisal, because if you're financing the home, you can't waive your appraisal. Your lender is going to require to have an appraisal. But what they're doing is they're agreeing to make up the difference should the appraisal come in low. And this really comes into play when offers are coming in way over list price. Some things to consider, because believe it or not, there actually are some times when you may want to consider agreeing to make up a difference in a low appraisal. But it's a unique situation, and you need to keep these things in mind. First of all, what is your time frame for the house? Is it a 3 to 5 year house? Is it a 5 to 10 year house, or is it longer than that? All that's very important, because if you look at this graph here, historically over the last 20 years, prices have gained about 3.8% per year. And there are some dips in there, but overall, if you're in this house for the long term, more than 5 years, more than 7 years or so, making up a little bit of a shortfall in an appraisal probably isn't going to be that big a deal, because you're probably going to make it up in the end. The other question is, do you like it or love it? If you dislike the house, walk away. Don't do it. If you love the house and it's the house for you, you may want to consider making your offer stronger by agreeing to make up this difference in appraisal. And the last piece you need to consider is, of course, you need to have the financial means to do it. If you're coming in at with very little money down, you probably don't have the ability to make up maybe a $10,000 or $15,000 difference in appraised price. You need to have the means to do it. So if you have a larger down payment, that is something you can probably swing. And if the other factors fall into play, it's a long-term house for you and you love it, you may want to consider making up a difference in appraisal price. And of course, as your agent, what we would do is help you guide you through that and put some parameters up around what that really would be. So here are some other things to consider too. First of all, this is one of my biggest pet peeves. There is no bidding war. You're in control of what your offer is and what your situation is. You're going to put your best foot forward. We're going to work together, and we're going to put together an offer that's going to combine price and other terms. You put your best foot forward. You're also going to want to be flexible and creative. So keep your creative and flexible mind out there. And last of all, be patient. The right home will come along. When I was talking about the bidding war a moment ago, we may write an offer, you put your best foot forward, you didn't get the house. We may write multiple offers that don't get accepted. Everything happens for a reason, and trust me, when it happens, and it'll be there for the right reason, and you'll be happy. So now more than ever, it's really important to have someone in your corner that's looking out for your best interest. If you or someone you know are thinking about buying a house, but are just a little hesitant to jump in this market right now, information is free, and I'd love to talk to you about it. Stay tuned next week. We're going to talk about seller tips in today's market. While it may seem that the sellers really haven't made in the sellers market that we're in, they too are facing some uncertainty and issues as they're going and selling their homes. So if you think you're buying or selling, have questions on the market, ask the Gile Group. Send us an email at askgilegroup@gilegroup.com, or check us out on social media, or give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.